Hello and welcome back to the Marvel Rivals podcast. I'm here with my podcast partner, Austin Craig.
Yo, I'm back.
In today's episode, we're going to be ranking the strategists. So, starting off, sadly, I'm going to have to go with Adam Warlock. Adam Warlock he's pretty much a duelist disguised as a strategist. His ultimate, people use it at the wrong times, and I don't think his healing is enough. Austin, who is your number 9 spot?
All right. My number nine, I'm sadly have to go with Jeff the Land Shark.
Mm.
I made him right now, but I think if you don't use him well, he's just not that good. I like his attack, of course. It does a lot of damage, and obviously love his ult. It's just pretty good to throw people off the map and kill them pretty easily. But I think his healing's decent, but overall, I don't think it's. I think it's just the worst. He's just the worst strategist.
All right. At there's actually 8, not 9. So at 7, I also have Jeff Landshark. I think you get a lot of MVPs with him, but they're empty stats, if you know what I mean. His ultimate gets a lot of kills. Most of the time. Um, his team up with Groot is pretty much useless, and his healing is above average. Austin, who is your number 7 spot? Austin.
All right, my number seventh is going to have to be Adam Warlock. Sadly, I used him at the start of Marvel Rivals, but since after that, I think he was pretty bad. But I think his normal attack's pretty good. It does pretty good damage when doing headshots, of course. But I think his ult is it's a pretty good ult, but some people use it at the wrong time, so it's kind of hard to predict.
Mm.
But overall, I think his healing's pretty good, and his team up ability is pretty good to revive yourself when you die.
All right. At number 6, I have Mantis. She used to be my main. I love playing as Mantis, but I cannot do it anymore. She is really, really boring. Um, I played her pretty much every match. Her damage boost is good, and she can only have limited healing, and it does not heal that much, and her ultimate is pretty good. Austin, who is your number 6?
All right, my number six, like you said, it's going to have to be Mantis. I think she's a pretty easy character to use, but it's just if you use her a lot, like you said, gets pretty boring. I also like her ultimate, of course. Obviously, healing over time, and I like when you can put people to sleep with the spore slumber.
Oh yeah.
But overall, I think she's an okay strategist.
At 5, I'm gonna have to go with Invisible Woman. I think her shield is very good, and her healing is also pretty solid, and her the ability where she can freeze flying characters is very useful, and her pull and push is also useful. Austin, who is your number 5?
All right, my number five is going to have to be Luna Snow. I'd say
Mm.
I like her normal attack. It's pretty good, and also it can heal your teammates. And I think her ult is one of the best in the game to heal allies or grant damage boost for them. But I really don't like her other abilities she has. I think they're kind of awful sometimes. And her team up with Jeff is pretty good too. Helps Jeff a lot when dealing damage with his normal attack. But overall, I don't think she's just gonna cut it, and she's gonna be right here.
Mm. At 4, I'm gonna also have to go with Luna Snow. Her ultimate is probably the best in the game. No one dies for 12 seconds while it's active, so it can be a good thing or a bad thing depending on whose team she's on. Her team ups, I would say they're both good, except the one with Iron Fist. That's not great. Um, That's pretty much all I have to say about Luna. I think her Snowflake, where she can heal one ally by healing all the others, is solid, but the rest of her abilities are not great. Austin, who is your number 4?
All right, my number 4 is going to have to be Invisible Woman. I think she's a really good character. I think her normal attack's decent. I love her ult, of course. Puts a shield around everyone and it makes things invisible. And also, I like her vortex thing that pushes people into each other and deals damage.
Mm.
And yeah.
All right. My number 3 is gonna have to be Cloak and Dagger, actually. So Cloak and Dagger, she was really good, but I would say nerfs have kind of made it a little worse. The ability to switch between the characters is really cool, and she probably will do the most healing. And actually, Cloak and Dagger gets a lot of kills, but doesn't take any skill. Austin, who is your number 3?
All right, my number 3 is going to have to be Loki. I used to play him a lot. I think his normal attack is pretty good, especially when you multiply him and put clones out. Does so much damage against a player. Also, his ult is pretty good, stealing an ultimate from another ally or an enemy hero. And also I like his become invisible. It's pretty good. Gives a little bit of a speed boost and walking normal with Loki.
Yeah. My number 2 is also going to be Loki. I think Loki, he does great damage. He's a DPS disguised as a healer. His ability where he pretty much makes everything invisible unless you destroy the runes is very strong, and his ultimate is very good depending on what heroes you have available. Austin, who is your number 2?
All right, my number 2 is going to have to be Cloak and Dagger. Like you said, with the nerfs and stuff, she's not as good as she actually was. She's probably the best strategist in the game, but now I think she's at number 2 right now, just going down one. Obviously, her ultimate's probably one of the best in the game, I'd say. Dashing through everyone, dealing damage to enemies, and healing your teammates. Also, I think Cloak is pretty good. It's pretty much just Scarlet Witch as his normal attack, just locking onto people and dealing damage.
Yeah. That leaves number 1 spot open, and I have to go with my personal favorite, Rocket Raccoon. Rocket's healing orbs in the recent buff are phenomenal. They now do 50 healing on impact and an additional 25 throughout. His revive ability is fantastic. It is so useful. And his dashes are solid, and he'll never die. And I'll leave you to talk about his new ultimate. Austin, who is your number 1? Oh wait, we already know.
Yeah. So my number 1, like you said, it's going to have to be Rock Raccoon too. His normal attack is pretty good, I'd say. Obviously, it's not pretty much what he's known for. He's not known for killing people, but sometimes that can happen. Mostly, he's known for his repair mode, healing your allies. It is such a good heal. I'd say it's probably the best. It's 100% definitely the best in the game, I'd say. Also, his ultimate, it's not the best, but it does grant allies a damage boost, so your teammates can kill a lot of people, and gives a good health boost too. And also, like you said, his jetpack dash is pretty good, getting away from enemy players or anything else you do. So yeah.
All right. Well, that wraps it up for this video. We'll see you next time where we rank all the duelists. That's going to be a long one. Peace out. Goodbye.